I think probably the main one would be the move to online. We were already seeing a move to online. Online was by far the highest growth segment of the industry. And because people have been forced to an online world, that will accelerate. I think another big change that was already happening, but coronavirus will probably accelerate, is a shift in customer mindset around sustainability. People are thinking a lot more around endorsing companies that have a mission, that have a purpose, that do good in the world. From an industry standpoint itself, what we're seeing is brands wanting to control their stock a lot more and wanting to really have better control of their merchandising, their pricing. And so we will see potentially a move away from large wholesale to more concession and e-concession. So brands really focusing on their own stock. If you look at the announcements, certainly from the British Fashion Council, June Fashion Week is digital only. It is looking like September is not going to happen in the same way. The world has to adapt to a new reality of travel restrictions, social distancing. If you have to distance, is it practical to have a traditional runway show? Brands and retailers are taking the opportunity to actually do some of the things that were being discussed before, which is, should we be selling the right season in the right season? Should we be thinking about consolidating to fewer seasons and more of a capsule approach, as opposed to having 8 seasons in the year and having buyers come to 8 different markets? We're such a global business, we also see a variety of trends based on where different markets are at their different stages of the virus and lockdown. There is more of an emphasis on activewear, on loungewear, on homeware. Customers are really shopping into their categories that they feel they can wear now. So I think some of that stands to reason. I think it's interesting to see that men are shopping in a more similar way than they did before, whereas women's behavior has probably changed a little bit more. Change will definitely happen. I think it's too early to know what that will look like. And I think actually the best people placed for that are the designers themselves. They are taking this time to go back, to understand, to get all of the cultural references, and they're the ones in their collections that will reflect that. And that's what tends to lead that change, the designers themselves absorbing what's going on. That is obviously a terrible health crisis and is an economic crisis, but you hope that out of that there will be silver linings and positive impacts for the long term.